in the good old days, there used to be like 3 rivalry games that we had to cover here on the Valley Channel. Now there's one every week, and you know what? It's great. Last week it was Green Canyon at Skyview. Tonight, Ridgeline at Skyview. For Skyview, a chance to finish the regular season with a perfect 9-0 record and a perfect record in region. They win this game, they win the region title outright. They lose this game, they may have to share that region title with Ridgeline and Mountain Crest. And now we're talking all sorts of things up in the air for playoff seedings. So Skyview really wants to see their season worth of hard work pay off tonight against Ridgeline. For Ridgeline, Brady Stewart is a dynamic quarterback. He can do it with his arm and his feet. Very dangerous. And they're a team that after starting out 0-2, they won 5 of their last 6 games. So tonight could be really fun out in Smithfield. It's Ridgeline at Skyview coming up next on the Game of the Week.
They said I wasn't fast enough. Forget what they say. You define you. The way you move, the way you compete, the way you train. If you want to win on the field, you have to move like no one else has moved before. That's why I train with Rip 60. Power, speed, strength. If you train the Rip 60 way, you'll be able to do things you never thought possible.
Rip 60 features suspended rotation, the key to power so your body is forced to stabilize and balance throughout your workout, engaging more muscles and building your core with every move. The secret is the rotational carriage, which promotes more muscle activity, allowing you to build muscle fast.
I train like the pros, and you can too. Get Rip 60.
Unlock the rewards of training the way elite athletes do in less than 60 minutes a day for just 60 days so you can get incredible results like these fast. Call now and you can receive expedited shipping so you can reach your goal even faster.
Because you define you. Rip 60 training is the way.
The Game of the Week on the Valley Channel is brought to you by Icon Health and Fitness, changing lives with fitness innovation. Wendy's of Cache Valley. It's way better than fast food. It's Wendy's. Mountain Star Cache Valley Hospital. Together, we're greater. Lewiston State Bank. Strong and vibrant for over a century. Cache Valley Electric. A tradition of excellence since 1915. New Smile Dental. Experience dental care. Camp Chef. The way to cook outdoors. Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology. Bring back what you've been missing. LSS Insurance, Bob Larson. Personalized insurance coverage for your family and business. The Book Table, your family store for books, music, toys, art, and much more. Planet Fitness of Logan. No gym intimidation and only $10 a month. Aspen Dental. Get that gorgeous smile you've always wanted. The Logo Shop. We logo stuff. All kinds of stuff. And the Valley Channel, Cache Valley's television station for over 25 years. Well, Coach, you get that rivalry game behind you last week and get on to another rivalry game. All these games against in-valley schools, and like you said last week, there's a little bit of juice to them. What kind of things can Ridgeline do to your team to cause some trouble?
Well, they're really well coached. They're a disciplined team. They do a lot of things well offensively, defensively, and in the kicking game. But their quarterback makes a lot of plays on the ground with his feet. And he's kind of exciting to watch, really. You hope he's a little boring tonight, but and defensively, they're really sound on the defensive side, and they'll come at us in a lot of different ways with a lot of pressure. So it's going to be a great game, a fun game, but hopefully we can calm them down defensively a little bit and give it a shot to win the game.
Had a tough game against Mountain Crest, respond with that epic length of field drive. You had a tough stretch last week against Green Canyon where they did some good things and you put yourself in some tough situations. But both times the way your team responded to some adversity, it's got to make you feel pretty good. You want to see that before you get into the postseason.
Absolutely. Well, no, we don't want to see it necessarily, but absolutely. I've been very pleased with the way the kids have responded when things don't go our way. And that's good. That's resilience that we talk about. We harp on it as a program, as every coach talks about it, and trying to stay focused on the next play and winning that next play. So those things are hopefully we've built on it throughout the year. and we'll just got to keep trying to get better at that. Ideally, we're not digging ourselves a hole or have those moments where we, turn the ball over or things like that. So, but we're going to get better at that. We're going to try to put it all together tonight.
Last regular season game for you here tonight. How's the year been for you? Just, you maybe want to answer this question after the game, but so far, how's your first year been here at Skyview?
This year has been fun. It's been great. The kids have really bought in what we're doing. It's kind of an emotional night in some ways. Last home game for the seniors, so we're going to recognize the seniors before the game, and that'll be fun. That'll be enjoyable to do, to get their parents out on the field and all that. But it's been a great, obviously a great year for us, wins and losses, but it's been a great year off the field. Our parents, our booster support, our administration, but our student body comes out for all the games, and it's a special sight. I've had my family come out from California to watch the game, and then after the game when we sing the alma mater and we kind of get together as a family with the student body, with our players, with everybody, you don't get that a lot of places, so it really makes Skyview really a special place. Kind of lived up to all the things that I thought it was.
All right, good luck tonight, Coach. Thanks.
Thank you, I appreciate it. It'll be a good day.
Coach, you guys got out to a little bit of a slow start, 0-2 at first, but you've been on pretty much a roll ever since then. You've been able to, move the ball on the ground, through the air. What was the difference, or was it any one thing you can point to?
I just think kids' familiarity with our offensive system and scheme, it was all brand new to them early in the year, and then we also, Coach Liv was new too, and he had to get used to our guys, and we had to make sure the guys were in the right spot, solidify our offensive line, and ever since then we've been a little bit more successful.
You look at this Skyview team, they look like a complete team. They have an explosive offense, they got a defense that can get side to side and up and down the field. What do you have to do to be able to be successful against them?
We got to be able to make sure we don't get behind the chains. We got to have good, first down execution, and then be able to put ourselves in position on third down where we can convert and just continue to move the chains. And then defensively, we've got to do our best not to allow big plays, force them to march the ball the length of the field, and then hopefully be able to create some of the turnovers we've been able to create this year as well.
Everybody's talking about Skyview, but you win this ball game tonight, you can grab a share of the region title. Is that something that you're using to motivate the kids?
Oh, absolutely. Anytime you're playing for a championship or a title, I think it adds extra motivation. We obviously understand, though, our goal is not a region title. It's something a little bit larger than that, but it's certainly motivation to help us get ready to play these guys, and we don't need a lot of extra motivation. It's a Valley rival. Our guys get real excited about this stuff, so we'll be good.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck tonight.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Say the word base. Say the word mess.
Wendy's Spicy Sriracha Chicken Sandwich for a limited time.
Hello again, everyone, and welcome to the Valley Channel's Game of the Week, where tonight Skyview plays host to Ridgeline, another in-Valley rivalry game here on the Game of the Week. We're at Deloy Hanson Track and Field in Smithfield. Skyview playing their final home game of the regular season. It's senior night for the Bobcats. The Bobcats with 25 seniors on this squad. And I'm sure that has lent to some of their success. It's always nice to have those guys with a little bit of experience under their seat, so that they've seen some of the situations that they're in, and teams with more seniors usually tend to produce a little bit better. And this Skyview team, boy, have they ever produced. 9, they're looking for their 9th win, 8 in a row. Most of those wins coming by double digits, only one by less than 10 points, and that was the game against Mountain Crest, that thriller out there in Hiram that we had for you, where they marched 99.5 yards with just about 3.5 minutes to play in that game to win that ball game on the final play of the game. Skyview will get a chance at the ball first as Ridgeline comes into this game. Winners of 3 in a row and 5 out of their last 6 after an 0-2 start. With a win tonight, they can grab a share of the Region 12 title. They're coming off a win against Bear River where they hung on to win 23-21. They came from behind in that one, and they are a team that's playing their best football of the season. You want to be peaking in October and November in high school football. So the last real test in region play for the Bobcats, their last game of the regular season. They win this one, they win the region title outright and get that #1 seed and get to sit back and wait for a couple of weeks for a home game. We're underway in Smithfield. This one taken at the 1-yard line. Waiting for an opening is, I believe, Stokes up to the 23-yard line, and that's where Skyview will take over. It is Tanner Stokes, and Skyview quarterbacked by Mr. Sidaway. Sidaway has been brilliant this season. He's done it with his feet and with his arm. Jackson Sidaway, one of those 25 seniors, 6'3", and he can sling the ball around, and he stays alive in the pocket to keep plays going. He's a lot to handle as he takes the field. Cole Stokes in the backfield with him. Hard to read those blue numbers on those gray unis. It's not much easier for Ridgeline. White numbers on white uniforms. Sidaway sends a man in motion, and he's going to hand it off to Stokes. Stokes, good yardage on first down. He picks up 5.
Number 21, Cole Stokes on the carry. Gain of 5 on the play. Second 5 for the Bobcats.
Kobe Wilson started the game in there, and he comes off. Trzynski comes on for him. 3 receivers to the near side. The receiver in the middle is Mason Falsov. Keep an eye on him. And they're going to throw. They're looking for Falsov. Falsov sits down in the flat, picks up positive yardage. He's going to be just a bit shy, maybe. Let's see. Nope, first down. Needed 5. That's what he got.
Number 17, Jake Diver. Gain of 5 on the play. That results in another Skyview.
I think that was Falslev that caught it. There you're announcing it was Diger. No, that was Falslev. Sidaway looking again. Coming out of the backfield is Stokes. Stokes down the sideline, and they're going to say he stepped out of bounds. That was Kobe Wilson, pardon me, and Wilson picks up 8. He looked like he was on his way. But instead, Wilson gets 8, and it's 2nd and 2. Closer to 9 on the pickup. We're going to give to Stokes on the stretch. Stokes caught in the backfield for a loss. 3-yard loss for Cole Stokes. You don't see that very often. Well, now it's 3rd down.
2nd, 3rd and 4.
For Skyview. 3rd down and 4 for the Bobcats as Ridgeline defensively making a play and backing them up.
Is also selling hot chocolate.
Trevor Hobbs was in on that tackle. Good looking D end as a senior, number 50. Sidaway is going to throw. Has a man in the flat, shy of the first down. He reaches out with the ball, but he's going to be short. It'll be 4th and short at the 42.
Sidaway's pass Complete number 4, Cody Wilson. Get a 4 on the play. That brings up 4th down and 1 for the Bobcats.
4th and a yard. The punting team out there for the Bobcats. Let's see if they go through with it. 2 receivers back for Ridgeline.
Back for the Riverhawks, number 6, James Parker.
They do kick it away. Fair catch called for and made back
First and 10 for the Riverhawks.
at the 19-yard line. They're going to actually place it at the 20, and the Riverhawks, quarterbacked by the senior Brady Stewart. We talked about all the seniors for Skyview and how lots of seniors usually equals success. Well, there's 18 for Ridgeline, so they've got a few of their own. Brady Stewart, good numbers on the season, 37 of 72, 504 yardage, 13.6 per completion, 10 touchdowns. That's good for number 5 in 4A, 10 touchdown passes, only 2 interceptions. Lots of movement as Stewart starts under center, and they give it on a little end around. Ball's free. Let's see who got on it. Looks like Ridgeline did. Trying to use Skyview's aggressive nature against them. Get things going one way and going against the grain. I believe that was Averett. The 7-yard carry. Those numbers hard to see. That was actually White. White with the 7-yard gain. He was the man that was in motion. And he's wide to this side. Stewart's going to pitch it. Ball's on the turf. Ridgeline gets on it. Quick pitch. Didn't get there. On the turf, and a big loss. A 10-yard loss, 11-yard loss. And that'll go to Stewart on the fumble. And it'll be 3rd down and 13. Riverhawks have touched the ball twice. They've fumbled it twice. Got on it themselves both times. Stewart in the backfield. He's got 5 wide receivers. 3-man rush looks like it's coming for Skyview. It will be 3 men. Stewart throws it short to Weta. Weta making some moves, short gain, picks up 5. It'll be 4th down. Weta 6 touchdowns receiving on the season, 362 yards receiving. 6th in 4A in touchdown receptions with 6. 4th and 8, and Ridgeline 3 and out. Low kick. Skyview clears out. This one's still rolling to the 42. So that's going to die about where the last Skyview drive petered out.
Ball down on the 42-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Bobcats.
Skyview gets it back after a 3-play reprieve for their offense. No score with 7:21 to play in the first period. The number 1 and number 2 seeds in the region will stay home for the playoffs. 3 and 4 get to go on the road. Ridgeline loses this game. They're pretty much slotted into that 3rd spot. They would probably end up at Spanish Fork. Here's the give to Stokes. This is Tanner Stokes. Stokes still alive as he gets the 1st down and more. Pickup of 12. He's a little water bug in there, scooting in and out. They finally found him and put him on the ground. And a 1st down for the Bobcats. Dean comes off, as does Stokes. Krasinski in, along with Dygert. Dygert and Krasinski go far side. Lundahl and Falsliv to the near side. Lundahl in motion. We're going to give it to Stokes. Cole Stokes stood up, knocked down, pickup of 3.
Cole Stokes on the play. Gain of 3 on the play. 2nd and 7 for the Bobcats.
Sidaway number 2 in 4A in touchdown passes. He's got 24. Ridgeline looked like they were offsides. Coach Howell is hollering at his defense, wanting him to shift over. And they finally do. Skyview didn't recognize that they had him in something, as there was some confusion for the Ridgeline defense. Sidaway looking, nobody to throw to. Now he's got a man underneath. I believe that's Dygert. He's down all the way to the 25-yard line. A pickup of 18.
Sidaway's pass complete to number 17, Jake Dygert. Then 20 on the play. There's looking another Skyview.
Well, Skyview on the move. No score here in the early going. Skyview with their second possession, under 6 minutes to play in the first period. Tanner Stokes, the back behind Sidaway, who's up under center now. 2 tight ends and 2 wide receivers. They give to Stokes. Stokes, stop, start, pick up a few. About 3 for Tanner Stokes.
Number 1, Tony Stokes on the carry. 83 on the play. 2nd and 7 for the Bobcats.
The Bobcats don't really huddle up. They just look to the sideline. We've got 3 different people sending signals in. One of them's the real signal, and the other 3 or the other 2 are decoys. Sidaway back in the pistol. Lundahl in motion. Gonna hand it off again to Stokes. Stokes running behind his line, looking for an opening. Has a little bit of one, maybe picked up another 5 yards. 3rd and 2.
Tony Stokes on the carry, gain of 5 on the play. 3rd and 2.
4.5 to play in a scoreless first quarter. The Bobcats knocking on the door. Ball at the 16-yard line of Ridgeline. 3rd and 2. Give it right up the middle to Cole Stokes. That pile still moving. Stokes comes out of there, and he's down to the 5. $11 yards on 3rd and 3.
That results in the Skyview.
4 carries, 16 yards for Stokes. And the Bobcats are in goal to go. Down at the 6-yard line. Ball's actually closer to the 5. Let's call it the 5-yard line. 1st and goal from the 5. Stokes in the backfield. They're going to hand it off to Stokes. He got an opening. Stokes turned away at about the 3. He had a hole. He hit it. And Ridgeline closed it in a hurry. Pickup of 2. 2nd and goal. 10 plays. 12 plays for Skyview so far in this quarter. And of those 12, 8 of them have been runs. Stacked receivers each side. See if they throw a slant far side. Nope, Sidaway's going to keep it. He's got all sorts of real estate. He only needed 9 feet worth, though, to get into the end zone. Touchdown, Sidaway from 3 yards out. Skyview on the board first.
Jackson Sidaway on the keeper. That's a Skyview touchdown.
Cole Stokes on to attempt the PAT after the Sidaway touchdown run, and with 3:12 to play in the first period, Skyview 7, Ridgeline nothing on the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel.
They would tell me something and I'd say, huh? And then they'd tell me again and I'd say, huh? And they'd say, never mind. And so I called and made an appointment.
Say the word pass.
He's a PhD, and I know what it takes to get a PhD.
Say the word red.
It was like night and day. And then the hearing test was the thing that I thought, wow, he really knows what he's doing. I would recommend Dr. Daines to anybody, everybody.
Back at Skyview High School, Skyview strikes first, 7-0 Bobcats after the 3-yard touchdown run from Sidaway. Now Ridgeline with another chance at it. Fielded at the 10-yard line. Hit immediately and dropped as the Ridgeline runner out to the 21. It looked like Williams. It was Williams that fielded that one and headed upfield. And Williams, Hayden Williams, he has a story in and of himself. #1 in the state in interceptions. 6 interceptions for Hayden Williams on the season. 6. That's a lot, folks. Weta split to the near side and one receiver tight to the far side. They flipped the formation and Stewart under center. They're going to hand it to Averett. Averett, not much. Maybe a yard.
In 19, Skyler Everett on the carry. Gain 1 on the play. 2nd and 9 for the Ravens.
Second and 9 after the short gain for Averett. Skyview defense has been impressive this season. As good as their offense has been, I think their defense has been every bit as impressive. Here's Stewart. RPO, run pass option, gets the pass off complete. And a gain of about 5. It'll be 3rd and short.
Pass complete to number 8, Michael White.
White with the grab. Third and 3.
Gain of 5 on the play. 3rd and 4 for the Riverhawks.
2 minutes to play in the first period. 7-0 Skyview. Both teams have had the ball twice. This is the second possession for Ridgeline. They're looking to upset the Bobcats and get into the mix and get a piece of that region title. They fake the give. Stewart's going to keep it. Hit immediately. Lunging forward, picking up 2, but he needed 3. 4th down.
9, Brady Stewart on the keeper. Gain of 3 on the play. 4th and 1 for the Riverhawks.
So 3 and out again for Ridgeline. Their first 2 offensive possessions. Nothing really to write home about as the Skyview defense making things tough on it. I would imagine they'd just kick it away on this 4th down. They will. Another line drive kick and another kick that'll go out of bounds up near the 40-yard line. It was the 42 last time when they started. It's the 40 this time, so good field position again for a Skyview offense that doesn't need any help. Skyview had to punt on their first possession, then got the ball back after holding Ridgeline to 3 and out. They were able to put the ball in the end zone, and the running game for Skyview has been on point so far here in the first period. 41 yards on 9 carries as a team. Sidaway's 4 of 4 passing for 33 yards. 1:07 to play in the first period. There's that stack on either side. This is the formation they were in when Sidaway ran for the touchdown. He's going to run it again. Sidaway leans forward, hauled down after a gain of 9.
Number 5, Jackson Sidaway on the keeper. Gain of 8 on the play. 2nd and 2 for the Bobcats.
And they're going to spot him back to where it's more of a gain of 8. Looked like he went down up at the 49. They're going to spot him at the 48. Ridgeline trying to find an answer for the Skyview rushing attack. as we come up on 30 seconds to play in the first period. 7-0 Skyview. They've got the ball again near midfield. Turn and fake the give. Sidaway hit as he throws. This one almost picked off, probably should have been. 3rd down. And that was the man that doesn't let many get through his hands, Williams. He's the leader in the state in interceptions with 6. And he had a prime opportunity there because he had a lot of running room in front of him. And he knows he missed a golden opportunity. Sidaway stood in there, was hit as he threw, was a little high with it, couldn't follow through all the way. And it'll be 3rd down and 2. Wilson in there. And you'd think that Skyview's been so good on the ground, they might just plow forward and keep it on the ground to try to get this one. Wilson in motion. They're going to give to Stokes. They haven't been able to stop the running game yet. Speaking of Ridgeline, 5 yards on 3rd down and 2. They had one play earlier, Ridgeline did, where they caught Stokes behind the line of scrimmage for a 3-yard loss. But since then, it's been trouble for Ridgeline to try to stop the run. That's the end of the first quarter. Skyview on the board first. They lead 7-0 as we head to the second.
When I finally got tired of playing through knee pain, I went to a surgeon I'd heard good things about. Best choice I ever made. My doctor was great, but so was the hospital. They presented me with all of my options, and they took time to help me make decisions. That's the way it should be. That's what led to this moment. And that look on Phil's face.
Before your moment of truth, choose a health plan that partners with the Mountain Star Healthcare Network.
Not bigger, just better.
7-0 our score here at Skyview. Skyview leading. Other scores of interest in this one. Bear River leads Logan 7-0. Mountain Crest leads Green Canyon 8-0. Both of those games in the first quarter as well. So we just get ready to start the second. Tanner Stokes in space. That's a dangerous proposition. On the throw, Stokes picks up 11.
Pass complete to number 1, Tanner Stokes. Get in with 11 on the play. That results in the Skyview.
Skyview with a good mix of the run pass, but the running game has been what's been the story here in the early going for Skyview. $55 yards rushing in that first quarter. That's on pace to 220. Sidaway's going to keep, has to throw under duress, and he throws it short of Dean, his intended receiver. So the rush got to Sidaway, and only his second incompletion of the night. Sidaway, 24 touchdowns through the air. As I mentioned, that's number 2 in 4A, number 4 in 4A. As far as the yardage goes, 1,675 yards. That's 209 a game, 15 yards per completion, his average. He's 5 of 7 for 44 yards here tonight. We've just started the second period. It's 2nd and 10. 2 receivers to this side. I believe it's Drzinski and Dygert. False lives at the top of your screen. They're looking that way. Catch and run, and look out. Falsliv on the move, looking for the pylon. Ball's free, but it's out of bounds. And a big play from the Skyview Bobcats in the passing game. "31 yards on the completion."
That brings up another Skyview. First and goal from the 5-yard line.
He just hit him on the move. And And from there, it was off to the races. Falls flips to the near side, giving the receivers a lot of room on those edges. They're going to give it to Stokes. Stokes waits, moves inside, and gets easy into the end zone. Touchdown, Skyview. 5 yards for Cole Stokes, and the Skyview offense is humming. Stokes stays on, getting set to kick the point after. And now a flag, and they blow it dead. The back judge blows his whistle. Too many men on the field for Ridgeline. They had 12.
Legal substitution on the Riverhawks.
We're still talking about it. One guy ran off for Ridgeline. They're going to decline the penalty.
Penalty decline.
Now Stokes gets to kick it. Kick is true, and it's 14-0. Skyview on top early. 11:19 to play in the half, and it's the Bobcats out front.
Billy Goat Ruffians. Seen it, covered it. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Give us a call at 752-9493. You'll be glad you did.
All fun and games so far for the Bobcats as they lead 14-0. They had to punt on their first drive, but their last two, 58 yards and 60 yards, both culminating in touchdowns. And they've opened up a 14-0 gap on Ridgeline. Ball's on the turf, and they just have to jump on it back at the 19-yard line. Discretion being the better part of valor. And White just jumps on it to make sure he recovers the fumble, which was probably pretty smart.
First and 10 for the Riverhawks, starting at the 19-yard line.
Ridgeline coming into this game 5-3. 5-1 in their last 6 games. They only lost in Mountain Crest. Skyview and Mountain Crest have been 1-2 all season long. Mountain Crest ranked 3rd in the state. Skyview ranked number 1. Ridgeline looking to get in on the discussion for region title, at least get a piece of the title. Stewart throwing the out. Long throw for a couple of yards as it's pulled in by Dolly. It ends up being a 4-yard gain. The running game has not been there for Ridgeline early. In fact, they have -1 yard rushing. They've only got 14 yards passing, and that includes that 4-yard pass play we just saw. Haven't seen Stewart. Stewart really has only carried 1 time. Picked up a couple of yards. He's going to hand it off this time, and it's a short gain, if any, for Avery.
19, Skylar Everett on the carry. No gain.
No gain for Everett. So he's got 1 yard on 2 carries. And the Riverhawks still with minus yardage in the rushing department. 0 for 2 on 3rd down, and here it is, 3rd and 6. 3 possessions, 3 and out twice. This is the 3rd possession, and it's 3rd and 6. Stewart rolls to his left, in trouble, backing out of it. Now he has some blocks, look out. Stewart making moves and picking up the first down. That was all Brady Stewart. He picks up 11 on 3rd and 6, and that is what he can do for an offense.
Number 9, Brady Stewart on carry. Getting 11 on the play. That results in the Riverhawks first down.
9:33 to play in the half, and the first down of the game for Ridgeline. They trail 14-0, looking to get something going.
Stewart brought down by number 64, Cole Chadwick.
White and Williams to this side, Wade to the far side. White in motion. They're going to hand it to Williams. Williams tries to bounce it outside. That's usually a bad move against this Skyview defense, and it proved to be a bad move this time. Loss of a yard.
23, Hayden Williams on the carry. Loss of 1 on the play. 2nd and 11 for the Riverhawks.
Second and 11 for the Riverhawks.
Williams stopped at number 4, Kobe Wilson.
Great season for Ridgeline last year in their inaugural season. Not a bad one this year either. Coach Chris Howell has put together a couple of winning seasons in the early going. Stewart throws the out up across the 40-yard line, a pickup of 7. Makes it a manageable 3rd down. I believe that was White. He threw it to. Can't really see the numbers very well from here. White on white numbers. It may have been Mora. Mora's to this side along with White, and Wade is at the top of your screen. Stewart looks inside, 1st down and more. On 3rd down and 4, it's a pickup of 5, 6, 7 yards. And that was Mora. Back-to-back first downs now.
Riverhawk, first down. Number 6, Damian Dubon on the play.
Dubon made the tackle for Skyview. Ball out near midfield now. Under 8 minutes to play in the half. 14-0 Skyview. The Riverhawks trying to get on the board. Picked up back-to-back first downs for the first time tonight. Averett looking for the edge. He's got it. Hit immediately after he gets around the edge, though, and brought down, but not until it picks up 5.
Skyler Averett on the carry.
Now a little bit of rhythm coming to this Ridgeline offense. They got a little bit of something going. They've been completely stymied up until this point by the Skyview defense. Coach Danilo Robinson, the defensive coordinator and the head coach, he helps call the defense. One thing that's been impressive about the Bobcats defense, how well they tackle, they get kids on the ground. Stewart's going to keep it. In the middle, there's nothing there. Still dancing, picks up a yard. It's like trying to tackle a spastic weasel. Oh my gosh. He's in, he's out, he's back, he's 4th. They finally got a hold of him. He picked up a yard though, when it looked like he was going to get nothing. 3rd down, the third down on this drive. They picked up the last 2. This one's 3rd and about 4. Haven't heard from Witta for a while. He got 1 catch for 5 yards. He's one of those players that catches a lot of touchdowns. He'll make a big grab here and there, but you almost forget about him. He doesn't dominate a game, yet you look down at the stats at the end of the game, and he's got some darn good ones. timeout Ridgeline. You know, in the first half, you've got 3. You can't take them to the second half. You might as well use them if you need them. And Coach Howell says, let's talk about this one as they trail 14-0 with just over 6 minutes to play in the half. And their first foray into Skyview territory. They're down at the Skyview 46-yard line. Haven't seen him really take a shot deep downfield. Makes you wonder if Ridgeline's thinking right now that we've got 2 plays here. This is 4-down territory. I don't know if it quite is 4-down territory, though, because if you turn it over on downs here and Skyview puts another ball in the end zone, you could be in serious trouble. 5 wide receivers for Stewart. 4-man rush. They're looking for Weta, off his hand and incomplete. He turned and looked for it. Couldn't find it. He put his hand up, and there's a flag as Weta, one of the Bobcats, had something to say to Weta, and Weta popped him in the face. So adding some insult to injury. The officials are talking about it. I mean, you're obviously going to get the penalty for putting your hand up in the face of the Skyview defender. Now, do you blow a whistle for the Skyview guy getting in his grill and yapping at him? Some officials will, but usually they don't. And if you can't take if you can't take a little bit of grief, you're going to have a long year. So personal foul on Weta. That'll back him up 15 yards, back to about the 40-yard line. 39, and that's where the Riverhawks will have to punt from. And I'm sitting very near the Skyview crowd, and I don't know if you can hear them. A lot of them want them kicked out of the game. And they're not going to do that. I'm sure they'll get a hold of Weta on the sideline and have a chat with him. Tell him he's got to keep those emotions in check. Now instead of punting from inside Skyview territory, you're punting way back. The punter's standing at his 25-yard line. Takes away any thought of going for it on 4th and 6 as well, 4th and 4 as well. Kicks away, it's on, ball's on the turf. Now picked back up. And good field position again for the Bobcats. Out at the 35-yard line. They already lead 14-0, and they have a chance to put more on the board before the half with 6 minutes to play in the first half. Skyview with the 2-touchdown lead, and their offense takes the field again. 75 yards through the air, 60 yards on the ground. A lot of balance. Perry Christensen calling the plays here tonight. He's called the plays for just about every school in the valley, save for the 2 brand new ones. And he's been successful at it wherever he's gone. 8 yards for Cole Stokes on first down.
Number 21, Cole Stokes in the carry. Gain of 8 on the play. 2nd and 2 to the Bobcats.
Spent some time on that Ridgeline side of the field when they were warming up. And I talked to people on both sides. And in full disclosure, I've got a couple of relatives that actually help coach for Ridgeline side, and had to chat with some of them and some of the other coaches. And Ridgeline came into this game, they were confident. They were confident that they could play with Skyview, but so far it's been all Bobcats. With 5:15 to play in the first half, they lead 14-0. And so it would be interesting to see, and I bring that up, wondering what the psyche is of the Riverhawks now after they've fallen behind 14-0. Because they weren't doing a lot of talking. They weren't
don't get me wrong, they weren't yapping about, we're coming in here and winning this game, and they weren't talking a bunch of trash. It was just, hey, we feel like we can compete. We feel like we can play football with these guys. But they did know that they'd have to play very well to do it. Skyview number 1 in 4A, number 8 in the state in all classifications. And they've got 2nd and 2, and Stokes is in the backfield with Sidaway. The sun's gone down and the temperature's dropping here in Smithfield. 4 wide receivers as they spread things out. Sidaway flushed out of the pocket, rolls to his right. Now off of his back foot, throws a jump ball out of bounds. And Sidaway dumped again. He's been hit 3 or 4 times tonight, hasn't taken a sack yet.
Pass incomplete.
But the Ridgeline pass rush is 1 step away from getting home, and they're making Sidaway uncomfortable when he goes back to pass. He's 5 of 9, 6 of 9 after starting 4 of 4. 2 out of his last 5. 5 minutes to play in the half. On 3rd down and 2, they're going to give it to Tanner Stokes. Stokes in space. Stokes spun around out of bounds out near midfield. He's at the 49-yard line. He picked up 6 on 3rd and 2, first down Bobcats.
Number 1, Tanner Stokes.
Stokes 26 yards on 4 carries.
Stop by number 9, Brady Stewart.
Brady Stewart actually gets credit for the tackle. First and 10 right at midfield. Sidaway rolls right, steps up, going deep, man wide open. Touchdown, Skyview. A flag in the backfield and another one at about the 48 as Sidaway really got rocked. So right now it's a 50-yard touchdown. Let's see if it stands as there's 2 flags on the field. I think Sidaway may have gotten hit late. They're going to pick up the 2nd flag and wave it off. The first one, I believe, is going to be a late hit on Sidaway. Personal foul, roughing the passer. Touchdown's good.
Two flags in play. First one waved off. Second one, roughing the passer. Touchdown, Skyview.
I believe it was Lundahl that caught that. He's 8th and he's got 8 touchdowns. It's 4th and 4A. And with the extra point, just like that, Ridgeline's in a 21-0 hole. 4:40 to play in the first half. Skyview all over the Riverhawks. Took Skyview 1 minute and 20 seconds to go 65 yards for the touchdown. A 50-yard touchdown pass from Sidaway. I believe it was Lundahl. Again, those numbers are tough to see, and he was all the way across the field. And they tack on the penalty. for the late hit on Sidaway. And kick it from the 45, and it goes through the end zone. And Ridgeline will start at their own 20 in a 3-touchdown hole.
First and 10 for the Riverhawks on the 20-yard line.
Skyview taking care of business. They knew that Ridgeline could cause them some problems. They'd have to play sharper than they did last week against Green Canyon. And so far they have been on point. Here's the give around the end. Is that Averett? He picks up yardage. And the ball's free. Picked up by Skyview. We're heading the other way. The route is on in Smithfield. A fumble return for a touchdown by the Bobcat defense. After a solid run, it was a 9-yard run, but then the fumble returned 29 yards. Skyview short. They're short a holder. Yay, we scored. Oh, I got a job to do. It's easy. It's easy to get distracted when you're 17. PAT's good, 28-0. It's all Skyview here in Smithfield.
Tell me something and I'd say, huh? And then they tell me again and I'd say, huh? And they'd say, never mind. And so I called and made an appointment.
Say the word pass.
He's a PhD and I know what it takes to get a PhD.
Say the word red.
It was like night and day. And then the hearing test was the thing that I thought, wow, he really knows what he's doing. I would recommend Dr. Daines to anybody, everybody.
Couldn't really tell the number of the player who recovered that fumble. It may have been number 3, Duncan McRae, returned at 29 yards for the touchdown, and now it's 28-0 Skyview. Good return and the best starting field position of the night for Ridgeline. They need to get something going, anything going.
At the 36-yard line.
Not a lot of flags in this game. A 15-yarder a moment ago. And then another 15-yarder against Weta. I don't think Skyview's been flagged. There's 4:21 to play in the first half. And a huge hole now for Ridgeline. They're looking for Weta. Weta coming back for it, and it's intercepted. Intercepted at the 25-yard line by Christensen. Caleb Christensen, there's a flag back at the 41. And it's all coming apart for Ridgeline. There's the flag back at 41. Nobody's picked it up yet. Nobody's given any indication on what it is yet. They've already picked up one flag tonight. And they're picking up that one. They're picking that one up too and waving it off. That's 2. Don't see that very often. Skyview leads 28-0, and after the interception, they've got the ball back. See if they go up top for the sudden strike and try to put this one away early. Lundahl in motion. Nope, they're going to give it to Stokes. Tanner Stokes. Stokes in the clear. It's a foot race. Stokes caught at the 10. 60 yards for Tanner Stokes. 86 yards on 5 carries for Tanner Stokes. And Skyview's opening up a can on Ridgeline.
First and goal for the Bobcats at the 9-yard line.
Sit away with Lundahl in motion. They throw it out to Lundahl. Lundahl making a man miss on first and goal. It was just inside the 10. He's down near the 5-yard line. Second and goal at the 6. It's Tanner Stokes in the backfield with Sidaway. They'll send Lundahl in motion again. They're going to give it to Stokes. Stokes looking for the end zone. Touchdown! He got him down there. Now they let him finish off the drive with a 6-yard gain. And the rushing attack hitting on all cylinders for Skyview. The entire offense hitting on all cylinders. Skyview has played a near perfect half of football, and they're about to go up in this ball game by 5 touchdowns. PAT is up and good, 35-0. Skyview is rocking Ridgeline's world.
And that's why I don't like gyms.
Well, Megan, we're not a gym. We're Planet Fitness.
No gym intimidation, no lunks, clean and spacious. Just $10 a month. We're not a gym. We're Planet Fitness.
Williams back and White back for the Riverhawks as they are just stunned on the far sideline. They came in with some confidence, feeling like they could give Skyview something to think about, and they haven't been able to do it. 2 turnovers. The offense hasn't been able to sustain anything, and they trail 35-0. Ridgeline, if you're just tuning in or you haven't seen them, you might think, oh, wow, they're completely outmatched here. Well, Ridgeline's a good team. They've won 5 out of their last 6. They've been playing very well. Skyview, they're just hitting on all cylinders tonight with a lot of talent, and they're living up to their potential. That is for sure. They play like this going into the playoffs, Skyview is going to be hard to beat. Stewart. Back to pass, now he runs. That's a design draw, and he's stopped for a yard loss.
9, Brady Stewart on the keeper. Also run on the play.
5 carries, 2 yards for Stewart. He had one where he got loose, picked up 11 yards. Other than that, it's been 2 yards, 1 yard, -1, and -11. It got tagged on him on the pitch that wasn't caught. It was behind his running back. Daly and White receivers to this side. Williams is with them as well. 2 to the far side, including Weta. It's Mora, that's the other receiver over there, and that's who has the ball. He gets out of a tackle, and the ball's free again. Ridgeline's put the ball on the turf 4 times. One of them's been returned for a touchdown. That's the only one that Skyview's recovered. And they're going to keep it with the Ridgeline. 9 yards on the completion to Mora.
Brings up 3rd and 3 for the Riverhawks.
Third down and 3. 2 of 5 on the night for the Riverhawks. It's an interesting chess match here. Perry Christensen, we mentioned him, the offensive coordinator for Skyview. Well, Stu Howell was his defensive coordinator at Logan for years. Stu Howell's helping out on the Ridgeline sideline on their staff. Chris Howell played for Perry Christensen, and he's the head coach for Ridgeline. 3rd and 3. Stewart's got running room if he wants it. Now he's going to stop and go again. First down across midfield. Gets out of bounds at the 45. He picks up 11. He stopped like he was going to huck it deep. That got the defense to just freeze for a moment, and then he took off again.
First down.
.118 to play in the half. It's been all Skyview as they lead 35-0. First and 10 at the Skyview 45. They fake the end around, give it to Williams. He lurches forward and maybe picks up a yard. Nope.
No, 23, hitting Williams.
Line of scrimmage, that's it.
On the carry, no gain.
34 yards rushing for Ridgeline in this first half on 13 carries. 37 yards passing on 6 receptions. Three down linemen. They're going to give it to Averett. Averett looks for the edge. He's got it for a moment. And then he's banged down to the ground after a gain of 3. 3rd and 7.
Gain of 3 on the play. 3rd and 7.
Timeout Ridgeline with just about 30 seconds to play in the half, and 3rd down and 7 coming up. Ridgeline gets the ball to start the second half. If there's some way they can get some points on the board, they definitely want to do that, try to get some sort of momentum going. But down 5 touchdowns against Skyview, against this defense and an offense that can put it in the end zone. That's going to be a tall order for Ridgeline. High formation for the Riverhawks. Stewart's going to get out of there with it. He's looking downfield on a wheel route to his running back, and it's complete for a first down. 18 yards and a first down.
Pass complete to number 19, Skylar Averett. Good 15 on the play. That results in Riverhawk first down.
It's Averett with the catch. Stewart, lots of time as they're only rushing 3, just trying to contain him. Now he breaks out of there, out of bounds with 6 seconds, 6.9. Of course, they're looking for the end zone now.
Stewart on keeper.
I don't think Stewart picked up any yardage at all.
Second 11.
Second down and 10 with 6.9 seconds to play. It's possible you've got 2 plays, but I think you're looking at taking a shot at the end zone. Wetta's at the top of your screen. Motion back. And they give it to Wetta. He's looking to throw it. This is going to be the last play of the half. Wetta fakes the throw. Now he's going to run. And he's taken down at the 14-yard line. He gains 10, but no points for Ridgeline. No points in the whole half. And the problem for them is that there's 35 points on the Bobcats dock. 35-0. Skyview over Ridgeline at the half. You're watching Game of the Week on the Valley Channel.
Hi Cache Valley, this is Fernando over the Factory Pizzeria. We're running a special right now. We're giving a free nachos when you buy a large pizza with 3 toppings. Just mention this out and you're gonna get a free nachos every time you come. The Factory Pizzeria is located in 119 South Main, below the Gias in the basement. Come see as soon as you can. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Sydney Barlow, and I'm a forward on the Skyview girls soccer team. I'm honored to be a Wendy's All-Star. Go Bobcats! Hi, I am Kylie Griffin. I am a forward on the Skyview girls soccer team. I am honored to be a Wendy's All-Star. Go Bobcats!
You have to be one with your mind, and your mind has to be one with your body while you're doing any kind of feat. I see the hurdles in front of me. I'm like, Felicia, this is what you got to get over. Here's a certain thing you have to do to conquer your goals today.
I don't know if the girl can sit still. I don't know if she sleeps at night.
You have to put mind over matter. So even though my body's aching right now, tomorrow my mind's gonna be like, you can do this, what's next? My sister and I, it's a passionate relationship. We go hard.
Felicia plays for Drinker harder than she would play anybody else.
It builds me up to where I want to be.
My father started us in tennis, he started us in track, and he even started my love for learning. He helped push it forward. He was killed when I was 9 years old. It's been 8 years and it still hurts. When he died, it was a void that can't be filled. The lessons he instilled in me, I wanted to push past all the obstacles, the barriers in my way. I want to let him live on through me, let his lessons live on through me.
She doesn't let her circumstances define her, and she never has. She doesn't have to tell you that, she shows you that.
It's very important to be part of something that's bigger than you. I'm the president for the NAACP. We try to mend racial tensions in our world. We try to encourage civic awareness. My ancestors before me have done so much for me. They've done the race, and they've passed the baton. I have to continue that race for them. There's still work to be done.
The Game of the Week on the Valley Channel is brought to you by Icon Health and Fitness, changing lives with fitness innovation. Wendy's of Cache Valley. It's way better than fast food. It's Wendy's. Mountain Star Cache Valley Hospital. Together, we're greater. Lewiston State Bank. Strong and vibrant for over a century. Cache Valley Electric. A tradition of excellence since 1915. New Smile Dental. Experience dental care. Camp Chef. The way to cook outdoors. Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology. Bring back what you've been missing. LSS Insurance, Bob Larson. Personalized insurance coverage for your family and business. The Book Table, your family store for books, music, toys, art, and much more. Planet Fitness of Logan. No gym intimidation and only $10 a month. Aspen Dental. Get that gorgeous smile you've always wanted. The Logo Shop. We logo stuff. All kinds of stuff. And the Valley Channel, Cache Valley's television station for over 25 years.
Back in Smithfield at Deloy Hanson Track and Field. I'm Eric Olson with you on the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel. On a chilly October evening, the wind is picking up out of the north. And the Ridgeline offense has been just as cold as that wind, 35-0. Skyview, as cold as Ridgeline has been, Skyview has been that hot. 35-0, Skyview with the lead. Ridgeline got down inside the 30-yard line, but time ran out on them. They couldn't put any points on the board. They've turned the ball over twice, one an interception, one a fumble recovered, and run back for a touchdown. And looking at the numbers in this ball game, you can see that it's been pretty much dominated by Skyview, I should say. 47 yards rushing for Ridgeline in the first half, 55 yards passing. So 102 total yards for Ridgeline, 280 total yards for Skyview. As Stokes had 92 yards himself, 150 yards rushing for Skyview between Stokes and Sidaway, 150 yards. Sidaway passed for 130 yards and a touchdown, and then 3 touchdowns coming on the ground. Sidaway hit 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 different receivers on his way to his 130 yards in that first half of passing. So 280 yards total offense for Skyview. Just total domination for the Bobcats. Again, Ridgeline felt like they could come in here and that they could play some pretty good football against Skyview, but Skyview has been doing everything right. And Ridgeline, they've made a couple of mistakes, but it's been more Skyview playing that well than Ridgeline playing that poorly. I think you've got to give the credit over to the Skyview defense and Skyview offensively, more so than saying, well, Ridgeline did this or that or the other. Now, they did give up the fumble return for the touchdown, and they turned it over. So instead of 35-0, I guess it could be 21-0. One thing I talked to Coach Robinson about off camera for Skyview after I talked to him before the game was last week, Sitaway's in the ball game late in a game where it looked like Skyview had it well in hand, and then he gets tackled, twisted around, has to be helped off the field. Now, you can see by his performance in the first half that he's fine, but I asked him philosophy of how long to keep players in there as Skyview kicks it off. Fielded at the 20-yard line and returned up to about the 32 by Ridgeline. That's Mora. And that's where Ridgeline will take over. That's not Mora. That's number 1 and not number 7. Dubon made the tackle. It was Anderson for the Riverhawks that made the grab and the run. Going back to what I was talking about with Coach Robinson and how he was saying that how he decides when to put players on and off the field. We'll get to that thought after this play. Stewart back to pass. Hemmed in, gets out. In the clear, picking up blocks. Getting to the sideline, look out. Stewart out near the 50-yard line. It's an 18-yard run for Stewart.
Number 9, Brady Stewart on the carry. Gain 15 on the play. Results in a Riverhawk first down.
31 yards on 8 carries. So Coach Robinson's telling us that, hey, we talk about it before a game. We like to tell kids, especially if we rotate kids in, this is when you're going in. You're going to come in and you're going to play on this series. Early in the season when they're running Falslev in and out, sometimes as quarterback, they're letting him know when he's going to be going in, when they would be coming out, so that it keeps the kids mentally ready to go in the game, and it helps them understand when they're going to be on the field and what they can expect to see. Here's Mora on the edge. Cuts it back inside off the pass, and he picks up 6. So I asked him, did you feel like maybe, I'm sure you're thinking when Sitaway's on the ground hurt, I should have taken him off a play earlier. And he laughed and he said, yeah, you always worry about that, but you just have to kind of plan for what you're going to do if you do get in that situation, and then stick to your plan. So it was interesting listening to his philosophy, talking to philosophy with him on getting kids off and on the field and keeping kids engaged and mentally ready. Snap mishandled by Stewart. Bends down to pick it up, and he's buried immediately back at the 40-yard line by Dean. 12-yard loss.
Loss of 15 on play.
So now it's 3rd and a long way. Just when it looked like maybe Ridgeline had a little bit of offense going, the snap gets through the hands of Stewart. The defense is there. As soon as Stewart picks it up, he couldn't avoid it, and down he goes.
3rd and 16 for the River.
Stewart has to go up high to get that one. 3-man rush. They're just trying to keep him contained. Now he breaks contain. Stewart's going to run. Tiptoes out of bounds after picking up the lost yardage. Maybe about 6 yards, but it's going to be 4th down. You can see Skyview, they're just doing a controlled rush, a 3-man rush, 1 in the middle, 2 on the edges. They're not really coming after Stewart at all. They're just coming upfield a little bit, trying to keep him hemmed in, and if he breaks out of that contain, they're taking off after him. They're just trying to keep him in that pocket. And that's exactly how I would play it if I were Skyview. Just make him beat you with his arm instead of his legs, because he has the ability to beat you with his legs. And it's 4th and 10. Kind of a must-have 4th down for Ridgeline, and Skyview wants a timeout. It's a 35-point lead in the second half. That means the clock will be running here in this second half unless Ridgeline scores and gets it under 35. Take a look at a couple of other scores here in the region. I had him when the phone shut off. $27-0 Mountain Crest leads Green Canyon. That one, last score he had on that one was at the half. 34-0 halftime. Bear River leads Logan. White goes in motion. Stewart unloads, has Weta. Weta has the first down. He needed 10, he got 11. And it's a first down for Ridgeline on 4th and 10. And Weta's been quiet, and there he makes a play. 2 catches, 16 yards for Weta. Stewart fakes the give, follows a pulling blocker, and he's in the clear. Finally tracked down and down about the 18-yard line. Ball's free, but he was down. Now he's down at the 24, 16 yards for Stewart. Now all of a sudden 41 yards on 11 carries. And after a big 4th down conversion, Ridgeline moving into scoring territory. Stewart, somebody gets a hold of his leg, and he picks up a yard. One thing we haven't had a lot of in this game is penalty flags. Couple on Ridgeline. I don't think we've seen a penalty on Skyview. Said that Skyview played a perfect first half of football. They pretty much have. Now they're bringing some heat after Stewart breaks out. Finds a man. First down inside the 15-yard line. Finds Averett. 10-yard gain.
First down.
First and 10 at the 12. Ridgeline taking the opening kickoff of this second half and looking to get some points on the board. Stewart's going to keep it. Stewart runs right into a couple of tacklers, still picks up positive yardage, close to 5. Stewart's not big.
Brought down by number 64,
really shifty. And he may be 5'10". He's fast, he's quick, he's elusive, and he's strong. He's up to 47 yards on 13 carries. He had 13 yards at the half. Now the running back switches sides. Mora goes in motion. Going to throw out to the edge and loss of a yard. The pass died on its way there. White might have been better off letting that one fall incomplete. He loses a yard. 3rd down and 6. Closer to 7. 4.5 minutes to play in this 3rd quarter. Ridgeline's had the ball the entire quarter. Stewart in trouble. And he's sacked back at the 15-yard line. A loss of 5. 4th down.
Loss of 5 on the play. 4th down and 13 for the Riverhawks.
Stewart comes to the sideline to get the play. That's 4th and 13. They've already converted 4th and 10 on this drive. And Skyview wants the shutout. The players are on the sideline exhorting the fans to make some noise. 4th and 13. No safety back, not even one high. Let's see if they go to the middle. They're looking for Weta in the middle, and it's incomplete. Weta tripped over one of the defenders as he's trying to make his move. And Skyview takes it over on downs with 3:23 to play. In the 3rd quarter, Skyview leads 35-0. That was the best chance of the night for Ridgeline. Their last 2 drives, they've been able to get into Skyview territory, and they've come up with nothing. So we'll see the Skyview offense if Coach Robinson starts mixing in some guys. Going back to what I was talking about during that first drive, how they talk about how you want to get guys off and on the field. They're running that stack formation on each side. They've run out of this formation. In the first half, they ran Sidaway twice out of it. Sidaway gives this time as he reads the end. Stokes with a gain of a yard. They're working on a Skyview player over on the sideline on the trainer's table. Try to catch who that is. Looks like they're trying to stretch him out. That's Andrew Dean, number 7, that they're working on the sideline. Kind of looking up at his shoulder. Dean is a kid that looks every bit the part of a football player. Here's Stokes out in space, and he picks up a 1st down. Dean is 6'4". Probably goes about 220 pounds.
Number 12, that results in another Skyview.
And they're looking at his left arm and shoulder. 1st down for Skyview off the completed pass. 1:45 to play in the 3rd quarter. Here's the give inside. Not much, but a little bit of yardage there at the end for Stokes.
Number 1, Tanner Stokes on the carry.
Pick up of 3. 4 where they spot it, so looked like he was bottled up for nothing, and he ends up with 4.
Stop by number 55, Brody Hunsaker. Attention fans, Katie Ludlow. Katie Ludlow, please report to the press box. Katie Ludlow, report to the press box.
press coverage to the one receiver at the top of the screen, and Ridgeline offsides. Again, that's only, I believe, the third accepted penalty on Ridgeline. I don't recall a penalty all night on Skyview, and I don't have one written down for them. There's 1:11 to play in a fast-moving third quarter. The clock does move fast when it's a running clock. A 35-point lead will make for a running clock in the second half until a team puts it under that 35. Ridgeline had a chance to do it a moment ago, but turned it over on downs. Lundahl goes in motion. They throw the quick hitter to the outside, pick up the first down.
Number 14, Will Jasinski. In forward on the play. That results in another
Jasinski, I believe, with the catch there on that one, on that far sideline. Tanner Stokes is the lone back in the backfield. Two tight ends. Lundahl goes in motion, pitch to Stokes. Try to get him in space. Looking for the edge. He's got it. He goes down at the 49-yard line. And that's enough for a Skyview first down, and that's the end of the third quarter of play. Neither team scoring in that third quarter, but Skyview still sitting on that 35-0 lead.
They would tell me something, and I'd say, huh? And then they tell me again, and I'd say, and they'd say, never mind. And so I called and made an appointment.
Say the word pass.
He's a PhD, and I know what it takes to get a PhD.
Say the word red.
It was like night and day. And then the hearing test was the thing that I thought, wow, he really knows what he's doing. I would recommend Dr. Daines to anybody, everybody.
Back at Skyview High School, Eric Olson along with you tonight, our second to last regular season game. Then the playoffs after that, Skyview and Mountain Crest most likely. Well, at this point it looks like it's for sure. Skyview and Mountain Crest will be playing home games as they hand off to Stokes in the line. He's got a first down and 12 yards. Skyview and Mountain Crest will have home games in that first round as Skyview's on their way to a Region 12 title, their first outright title since 2015. Skyview will play the Region 10 number 4 team. That could be Mountain View, Payson, or Salem Hills. Mountain Crest will be playing either Payson or Mountain View, possibly Spanish Fork, but Ridgeline is kind of thinking that they're probably going to get Spanish Fork if they lose this game, and then they'd be heading down to Spanish Fork. I think they've already played them once this season, and they'll get another chance to play them. 6-yard gain there on first down. Here's the give to Stokes. He's had a huge game. He's over 100 yards, and he goes down at about the 15, and there's a flag back at the 25-yard line. This may be the first penalty of the night against Skyview with 10:51 to play in the ball game. They played nearly a perfect ball game. Holding on Skyview. Ridgeline, if they end up losing this game, which it really is going that direction, they'll be playing, as we mentioned, either probably looks like Spanish Fork right now, could be Orem or Payson possibly, and that game would be on the road. Bear River would take on Orem, Spanish Fork, or Payson. Again, whoever finishes number 1 in that region. Payson, I don't think, is going to finish number 1. Payson We'll have Payson Logan next week for you. You'll get a good look at Payson. That might be a team we see in the playoffs against Mountain Crest or Skyview. Here's a throw to the edge to Falslev. They get him in space after the penalty. That penalty was downfield far enough. It backed it up and just made it second down and about 4, and they end up picking up the first down on that throw.
For
Skyview, still a lot of the regulars in there. Kobe Wilson, number 4, out there on the field. We've got to mention Wilson. You know, he leads the defense in tackles with 44, sacks with 4, and he and Christensen both, well, coming into this game, they both led the team in interceptions, and they were tied for 4th in 4A with 3. And Christensen got an interception earlier, so he breaks that tie.
Sidaway on the carry, gain of 5 on the play.
Sidaway keeps it, gains 5.
Right down by number 51, Noah Monk.
9.5 to play in the ball game. With the running clock, this second half has flown by. Lundahl to the near side. It looks like Falslev to the far side. Sidaway up under center, barks out the cadence, and then comes out and looks to the sideline on 2nd and 5. Now he'll step back in the gun. He's got Tanner Stokes behind him. 2 tight ends. They're going to throw it for Lundahl. Trying to get away, but too many white shirts. Picks up a couple. Now it'll be 3rd down and 3. Williams, the first guy there for Ridgeline to slow him down. And then a bunch of other guys coming to help. Eight minutes to play in the ball game. 35-0 Skyview. Here's the give inside to Cole Stokes. Stokes, first down. Inside the 15, down to the 13-yard line. A pickup of 9.
Number 21, Cole Stokes in the carry, gain 10 on play.
You got Tanner Stokes over 100 yards. Cole Stokes is working toward that. He's still a ways away. They're going to give it to Stokes again. This is Cole Stokes. Stokes inside the 10, down to about the 7. And he picks up 6. It's like Tanner Stokes back into the ball game behind Sidaway. Now he shifts to his left side. They're going to hand it to him. Stokes looking for an opening. Doesn't ever come. He picks up about 4. It was 2nd and 5. He picks up 4. So it'll be 3rd and a long yard. 7 minutes to play in the ball game. Cole Stokes back in, and Tanner will get a rest. Dubon will come into the game as well. As Colby Wilson and Dean head for the sideline. Dean was back in there after getting some treatment on the sideline earlier. Give to Stokes, Cole Stokes. Ridgeline's trying to rip that ball out of there, and let's see where they spot it. Looks like he's going to have enough for first down. If not, it'll be 4th and very short. First down. Stop the clock. Set the chains, then start it again. 6:15 to play. Skyview with first and goal at the 3-yard line.
First and goal Bobcats from the 3-yard line.
For Skyview, this is their first possession of the second half. It started in the third quarter, late in the third quarter. Ridgeline only had one possession in this half so far. With a running clock, there's only 6 minutes left in this game. Skyview in scoring position, looking to salt this one away. Touchdown, Cole Stokes from 4 yards out.
Cole Stokes on the carry. Gets into Skyview. Touchdown.
Ridgeline came into this game looking to play the spoiler. Skyview knew it, and Skyview was ready for him. And Skyview is going to be a tough out in the tournament. Good a chance as any this year watching them play for them to bring back that hardware. 42-0, Skyview leading Ridgeline.
When I finally got tired of playing through knee pain, I went to a surgeon I'd heard good things about. Best choice I ever made. My doctor was great, but so was the hospital. They presented me with all of my options, and they took time to help me make decisions. That's the way it should be. That's what led to this moment. And that look on Phil's face.
Before your moment of truth, choose a health plan that partners with the Mountain Star Healthcare Network.
Not bigger, just better.
The nights turn windy here in Smithfield as Williams returns this one up near the 30-yard line. It started getting windy as we got closer to halftime, and the wind picked up during the half and blowing pretty good out of the northwest. And that wind's blowing the Bobcats right into the playoffs as the number 1 seed, ranked number 1 in 4A. They've had very few challenges so far this season. In fact, the only team that caused them any trouble is Mountain Crest, and Mountain Crest very easily could have beaten them in that game. They were ready to put that game away. Skyview made the plays they needed to make offensively and defensively and came out with the win in that one. And ever since then, and even before that, it has just been a steamroller running down a hot tar highway. The Skyviews look dominant in every game they've played. As good as they were last year and the year before, they just look, well, the year before, 2015, that was a great football team. This team looks every bit as good as that team. They've got size where they need it. They've got speed everywhere. They can do it all. Stewart looking over the middle. He's got a man, and it's wide of the intended target.
Pass ball is incomplete.
4 minutes to play in the ball game.
Number 3, Duncan McCray on the cover.
Third and 7. White, the receiver at the bottom of your screen. Wetta's at the top. They've held Wetta in check. He's only got 2 catches. Here's one right in the hands of the intended receiver, and he drops it, and he had room to run. He had room to run, and another receiver down filled the block for him. That one may have had a chance to go the distance. It hit the receiver right in the hands. He dropped it. That's kind of the kind of night it's been for Ridgeline. They've stubbed their toe on their own accord 2 or 3 times, but most of their problems have been caused by this Skyview team. Low kick with the wind at his back, and this one's going to roll down inside the 20, still rolling as you get to the 15-yard line. Boy, with the roll, that ended up being a good kick. 20, 40, 50, let's see, 55, 56 yards. 56 yards and 55 3/4 of it on the ground. 56 yards and it rolled another 20 plus on the ground. Maybe about 20. 2:40 to play. Ridgeline, Skyview looking to pitch the shutout. Ridgeline trailing 42-0, and they've had to punt and Skyview's offense back on the field. And it's a lot of the backups now. They're kind of mixing them in one at a time and here and there. And it's a happy senior night in Smithfield. They'll have at least one more home game as they'll play a home playoff game here in a couple of weeks. Could have 2 home playoff games if they win the first one. And they're getting the Gatorade. They're getting the Gatorade. And they're going to dump it over the coach if they can find him. They're getting ready to dump the coach with that Gatorade. They're sneaking up behind Coach Robinson. Look at all the players are kind of huddling around behind. They're waiting. They're going to wait now. There's 1:45 to play. They set it down. One of the other coaches turned around and caught him. Jim Walker, the line coach, turned around and caught him. When was the last time a bunch of 16 and 17-year-old boys listened to anybody? They're gonna dump that. That's the only suspense left in this ball game, is if Coach Robinson's gonna get the Gatorade shower. It'll be the ice bucket challenge, as cool as it is out here. Oh, they're taking it back. They're taking it back. They're not gonna get him. Whatever Coach Walker said, they heeded. Third down and 2. And no gain for the Bobcats. They're going to run the punt team out there because they're going to have to run one more play.
Fourth and 1 for Bobcats.
4th and 1. It was 3rd and 2. They picked up 1. They'll have to kick it away. It's only the 2nd time that Skyview's punted the ball tonight. And they're going to let that clock run down to 15 seconds and then snap it. That one hit one of the Bobcats. And they're just going to let it roll, and the clock keeps on running. And now they stop the clock with 2 seconds. They don't need to set it for a play, but there's still 2 seconds on the clock. So they got to get everybody off the field. The ball was still rolling. The players were going to just let it roll. The official blew it dead with 2 seconds left, and now they set the ball and run the clock. That's it. 42-0. Skyview's your Region 12 champs. An undefeated season for the Bobcats. Now the playoffs await. They're #1 now. Can they finish the season #1? The new season starts in a couple of weeks. Thanks for joining us at the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel. We'll see you next time.